Whatever you guys do, there's that perfect laptop for you, even if you're a casual gamer, pro player, or editor, and like that content creation. There's that perfect Predator laptop for you. Thank you very much. All right, next.
We do have a question from that table. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, yes, good evening. I'm Michelle Lau from Philstar.com. So my question is to Sir Paolo from TNC. So we all know that the Asia Predator League was hosted by the Philippines purely online last 2021. Now that everything is face-to-face and esports has seen a boom, what are the challenges for mounting such a huge esports event in the Philippines?
Of course, for one-round events like this big, technical and logistical challenges will be there. So for us, it's very crucial for us to make sure that we communicate closely, coordinate closely with all the participating organizations or the organizations involved, so that we can assure that there's no issue in technical hardware, software, or anything na makakahadlang doon sa event natin. And of course, we need to make sure that we will be able to assist all the players coming in from different territories to arrive here in the Philippines safely. So, yeah.
Thank you so much for that question. We do have another question on that table as well, though.
Hi, good evening. This is Acer request for esports by Guard Lamet. My question goes to Ms. Sue. Backing out of the last question, the last time we held the Predator League was in 2021, and it was online. Now, how was the Philippines chosen to be this year's host, next year's host, I guess, next year's host after that? Thank you.
Okay. So actually, within the Acer Asia Pacific region, there are more than 10 territories, as mentioned earlier. So we undergo a rotation process. So modesty aside, actually, Philippines was chosen by the majority. And needless to say, of course, when we talk about Dota 2, we know that we have that solid community, of course, of Dota 2 players already. And Valorant in the Philippines, the fastest growing, if not the #1 game right now in the country. So it's our chance, also opportunity to show the passionate gamers in the esports scene of what Filipinos can bring to the table. Not just our players, but also the rest of Asia Pacific. So it's a democratic votation process within the Asia Pacific countries.
Alright, thank you very much for that question. I'm actually really excited because back then it was sa Bangkok, then Japan, and now in the Philippines. So for sure, talagang
Jakarta, and then Bangkok,
Yeah.
and then Japan, Philippines. We held it online in 2020, but syempre it wasn't the same. So ngayon sana vindicate natin.
yeah, sure. I mean, we're gonna see kung paano matadominate ng Philippines. Walang bias po yun. Alright. Do you have any more questions? Yes.
Since yung Philippines po sa mga biggest merong fan base na esports sa mundo, what can esports fans expect po dun sa National States?
You were asking for what can esports fans expect, right? Definitely, really good showing. I'm pretty sure that the Acer Predator team is going to show the Filipino hospitality from the gamers to the preparations to the hospitality, and definitely yung world-class fans. Di naman sa pagmamayabang, ang mga Pinoy fans, hindi sila umaalis pa, hindi na Pinoy team yung naglalaro. Sa ibang mga lugar na puntahan ko, pag wala ng national team, di na sila nanonood. Dito sa Pinas, rock lang ng rock, laban lang ng laban, nood lang ng nood. So yun yung very excited ako para makita para sa mga magpo-compete.
Yeah, that's true. And the biggest and the most passionate na fans talaga sa buong mundo, of course, mga Filipinos. Yes, sir, do you have any questions?
On this table, I think. Yeah.
Hi, good evening. I'm Jessica from Manila Bulletin. First, congratulations to all of you and thank you for all the efforts how you've been giving the esports community here in the Philippines. My question is for Predator. I know you guys have been sharing a lot of things you're doing
to support the esport community, but can you elaborate more? What's the role and what are the things Predators doing to support more the growth of esport community here in the Philippines?
Thank you for that question. As mentioned by the host kanina, no, we've started Asia Pacific Predator League since 2018. But way before that, we've already hosted local tournaments in the country. So grassroots level, provincial, not just in Metro Manila. As a matter of fact, for example, for our local qualifiers, we held it in different key cities or hubs, like in Dumaguete, there's Bigos, there's Cavite. Tapos, we held it also in a combination of online and on-site. So to make sure that everyone, all aspiring teams can join. So that's what we do. So that's just one example for this year's local qualifiers. But way back, since 2017, 2016, I believe, we have been, creating that platform already for aspiring gamers and giving them the opportunity, to expose themselves and be able to show the capabilities, and competence of what Filipino gamers are all about.
Thank you, Ms. Sue. And I think Mr. Lon is also adding something to that.
Just to add, Predator is also one of our partners in CBall, the national team. So they're also giving out support in terms of specifically laptops and chairs, just so that our athletes can actually train better. And they are one of the few brands that are actually supported in the national athlete program that we are actually doing. So for Team Sequel, they're one of our biggest partners.
Thank you so much. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Good evening, Idol from the Philippines. Just a correction we have earlier to Sir Lon. Kasi nga, we mentioned earlier that the Philippines is the #1 esports country right now. Pero sa Asian Games, lumabili yung Dota team, then sa isa pang esports title, nalaki tayo ng Indonesia. So, how do you think we can sustain this #1 status despite the recent setbacks, and how do you think this Predator League will help bring back that glory this year?
Initially, on the Asian Games, I would say result. It's also a part of I would say part of the learning curve wherein we actually engage with different countries na mas malakas na yung esports program. In Asian Games, we have Japan, Korea, China. So that's a different piece from what we've seen so far. But of course, together with Predator and its programs here, that actually supports yung mga upcoming activities namin for the national teams. More tournaments, more chances of us getting scrimmages and getting competitive as we move forward to the next phase of the journey, which is making sure that in the next Asian Games in Japan, lalaban na yung Dota team natin, lalaban na yung Valorant team, kung ano man team yung meron, kasi mas ready na tayo. Because, of course, first time natin sumali sa Asian Games. So, we're really hoping that the next level is going soon.
It's like, babawi tayo sa susunod na Asian Games. Alright? Do you have any more questions?
Yes. One last question that we have right there.
Here, I'm Isa from the Manila Times here. My question is for Sue or Sir Paul or even Sir Mario. I'm just curious about how do you look for esports talents in the Philippines, and we do have a lot, but what was the process like? So how do you choose them?
Specifically for Predator League, as mentioned ni Sukarina, what Predator did was we combined the on-site qualifiers and the online qualifiers. So the on-site qualifiers focus on far-flung areas in the provinces such as Vigo City, Cebu City, we have Cavite, and we have one here in Metro Manila. So Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao NCR, we had our on-ground qualifiers there. Now, for those who were not able to join the on-site qualifiers, there were online qualifiers. So 4 legs each, 4 online, 4 on-site. just to make sure that all possible talents, all aspiring esports athletes, lahat ng nangangarap will have a chance to compete and represent Philippines. So that's the process for Predator League. I'm sure for Cebu, sir, we also have grassroots programs. So it really starts with the grassroots program, I guess.
Yes, so just to add, for the national team naman, what we usually do is we hold tryouts and then we give special invites to those that are already distinguished or accomplished. So we give them like, okay, a heads up na, okay, may tryouts for the national team. Normally the tryouts are held 4 or 5 months before the actual event para makabuo ka ng solid na team. But normally, those pro teams that are actually made it to the national team actually came from the other leagues like Predator because they are technically the number 1 eh. So pag nagkaroon na ng national tryout, sila naman yung consistent na lumalabas. And happy to say, for Dota 2 and Valorant, we've had good runs. We've had medals from the last 3 SEA Games. So maganda yung national team program natin together with the other leagues.
Alright, thank you for that wonderful question and answer. But one last question. Okay, isa pa po. Here we go.
Hi, I have a question for the players. So there are a lot of esports tournaments and competitions, and of course, you all are very seasoned players competing in like the DPC and everything. What makes Predator League different, especially since you're playing in front of the Filipino fans? Are there certain experiences that you can share that really showcases how different Predator League is?
I think this Predator League is very exciting because it's the first time to be held in the Philippines, and I'm very excited to see all the passionate Filipino fans. I think it will help the players to play better and perform their best.
Kita-kita na talaga sobrang parang super prepared sila. Pero of course, there are questions for the team as well. Ano yung mga preparations nyo going sa ating tournament?
Yung ginagawa namin preparation, nag-workout kami ng like 1 to 2 weeks before the tournament. Then yun, may everyday schedule kami, nakikipag-speak kami sa ibang teams. Then doon kami gumagawa ng strategy for the tournament.
Yeah, alright. The last question for my partner later this one. Sino yung pinaka gusto nyo makalaban this weekend? Sino yung pinaka makalaban this weekend? Or sa grand finals?
Sa narinig ko kasi merong China team, so I think China team yung